Alright, so that's your microphone right there. You should be good. You're not gonna be able to hear yourself in here. So just...
I don't hear myself in my
Alright.
I trying to start. Damn, can I just drink my water shit?
Good.
Okay.
What's up, friends and family? Welcome back to another episode of the Highly Emotional Podcast. Once again, I got another special guest. She is a YouTube celebrity. She's famous on Instagram. She's a head honcho in the Army. Right? And she happens to be my beautiful little sister.
Period.
Tia Baker.
AKA Sweets Color.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You can find me on my social media platforms at Sweets Color, Sweets Color Collection, and the Sweet Tea Podcast. I also have a podcast. So we're doing like a little collab here. We got Sweets Color, our Sweet Tea Podcast with, Highly Emotional. We finna do our big one.
Yeah, we're gonna give y'all some good ones. So based upon the conversations we've been having like since you came, I felt that they were a very need for other people who who have siblings and maybe their siblings aren't on the necessarily same page, or they don't see their siblings that often, or even if they got childhood trauma from, from their other siblings. And I feel like a lot of people need to hear conversations like this because even though we're siblings, we have completely different perspectives on life, right?
For sure.
So, I mean, one, and I'm gonna start it off like in the most blunt way. When we was kids, I hated you.
Right.
And I don't think that I hated you personally. I think that what it was is that I hated that you were always celebrated and I was tolerated. Mm-hmm. A lot of times I would accomplish things, but they weren't ever put on like a pedestal in comparison to your accomplishments.
So why do you think that was? Why do you think that was?
I mean, when we're speaking about this, my mom is not a bad person. We was raised by the same mom. We have different dads, right. Just to give you guys insight. I'm going to be, my mom did her best. She was an amazing mom, but every child goes through, their own trauma in a sense.
Right.
I would say the reason why I begin to dislike you is because of these things. Okay, so why did I feel like, why did I develop hate, or why was you celebrated more in my eyes?
Yeah, like why do you feel as if I was treated differently from you? And then also like, do you have any self-reflection of like what could have been different? Like maybe I'm not saying your experience is your experience, but do you have any self-reflection? Like, okay, I can see why maybe she might have been celebrated a little bit in this aspect because I did kind of give mommy a hard time, or not at all.
Okay, so I'll put it like this. The main reason is because I feel like we didn't necessarily grow up with like our dad, okay. like a dad, like a true dad. We had a stepdad, but once again, like I always knew that wasn't my dad. You had the perception of that was your dad, right. But also I feel like even based upon my behavior, maybe that's why I needed someone to kind of like teach me how to be a male, a boy, right. A man. You know what I'm saying? All these things, and I feel like when it came to having a stepdad, I would always look at them like, nigga, you not my dad. Like, you just my mom's boyfriend.
And I never looked at them that way because I knew him since I was 2 years old. So to me, he was my dad.
Facts. And so when it came like that, that would always be one thing. But I also feel that I don't think that anyone sat me down and asked me, how am I feeling? I don't think that I ever got that like one-on-one time. I think like when it was before you were born, it was me and mom.
Right.
So like I guess we developed a relationship at that time. Mm-hmm. And then when you came, like I said before, like mom sat me down and she was like, what do you want? Actually we was walking. What do you want? You want a brother or a sister? And I said a sister first. But then I thought like, oh, if I have a sister, I ain't gonna have nobody to play with. Mm-hmm. When we had you, we were cool, but it always seemed as if I was the one who was getting in trouble when it was really both of us, and my punishment was always the worst one. Maybe because I'm older, maybe because, whatever the differences are, but I always felt like my shit was always the worst. And I felt like the world was against me. So I feel like a lot of times it was because either the way that I acted and how people were perceiving it.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I feel like now no one took the time to actually ask what my problem was. And when you introduce a new child to an older child, especially a 5-year-old child,
right,
they're used to having that attention. This is me like knowing this knowledge is like I have kids, right? But they don't understand that. They only know this is my mom, and now I'm not important as this person is, this kid, this baby. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, and that kind of like became my life in a sense.
Right. So my perception of you was you were a very rebellious. How do you say the word? Rebellious. There you go. Child. And you didn't get what you wanted because you were bad. I feel like I learned a lot from my brothers because we also have a younger brother, Malik, and I was the only girl. So of course, everybody sees me or whatever, seeing you're the favorite child, but I don't feel like I was the favorite child. I do feel like I related to my mother more because she was a female, I was a female. Of course, we're going to do all the girly shit, going to get our nails and get our toes done, but that doesn't mean that I also don't have mommy issues and shit didn't happen with me as well. But how I perceived you as a person was bad. You were bad. You was bad at school, but you were misunderstood. Now my grown-up self knows, okay, you were just misunderstood as a child. You was acting out because maybe you needed the attention. You wasn't getting it. So you're doing shit. Oh, if I act like this, mommy will come talk to me or the case may be. But from my perception growing up, you were bad. You didn't want to listen. You can give two fucks.
So what? Okay, so
about
then,
a lot of shit.
Yeah. So then that makes me wonder, what did you perceive it? Like, what was I doing that was bad? Like on your perspective, what did you think I was doing? Like you just talked back
a lot when mommy told you to do stuff. You just didn't listen. You could care less what she had to say for real. Like I remember the time in the car, she was telling you to do something like stop bouncing in the car or something. It turns, I don't know if you remember, you ended up getting out the car and you had to walk out.
Oh, that's when I was 16. Yeah,
you like bouncing in the car. She kept telling you to stop or something. You was like, nah, I can do like basically like I'm big dude. I can do what the fuck I want to do type shit.
I don't remember being that.
Yes, and it was like she was like telling you to do something and you just ain't want to hear it. Y'all had your own little, relationship that was already broken. So anytime she was telling you to do something, you didn't give a fuck. You didn't want to listen to what she had to say. You know what I'm saying? And for me, when you saying, oh, when you were younger, I hated you. I knew that. And that's why I feel like we didn't have a good relationship growing up. And I feel like to me, we didn't get cool until I graduated high school. Until then, I didn't look at you like my big brother. I looked at you as somebody that hated me, that didn't like me because I was the good child. That's how I felt. You're saying, oh, because you were treated differently. And how I perceived it as a little girl, he doesn't like me because I don't get in trouble. Like, I don't get in trouble. I go to school and I get A's and B's and I try my best. I look at you and Malik, I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Y'all get enough ass whoopings. I don't want one.
So, all right. So then that's all right. And this is all part of shadow work. Like, if you don't know what shadow work is, I'm going to say it again. Shadow work is where you confront your trauma as a child and then you learn how to heal from it. So this is a form of shadow work for me. And it's a form of shadow work for you, even though you may not believe in those type of things. So the thing is, I do remember when we did have good relationships. I remember us playing video games. I remember us playing with toys together. I remember us running around the park. I remember all those type of things.
I remember a little bit, like we lived in that one neighborhood where you got in a fight when that one playground. I remember that with Big Brittany, Little Brittany. Okay, I remember that time. But the times that set in my head is Marietta. When I was in the 3rd grade, you're like in 8th grade. That to me is the time where I remember that you hated my guts, that you locked me in the basement and you'd be like talking about Destiny and how you love Destiny. That was our cousin. Oh, Destiny is good. I like Destiny. I love Destiny. And you locked me in the basement for hours at a time, turn all the lights off and scared me. Go bang on the windows. Like, I remember torture.
That's crazy as fuck. I don't remember that shit.
You don't remember when you locked me in the basement?
Sorry. I don't remember that shit.
You don't remember when you locked me in the basement?
I swear I don't remember.
You was in 8th grade.
It was never, like, I don't remember. I know I bullied you. You know what I'm saying? But this is not an excuse. I know that I bullied you, right? But I don't remember it on that, I'm trying to terrorize my sister. I think it was more like...
No, you would say the meanest shit to me, though.
So crazy.
You would say the meanest shit to me, and you just hate... You would literally, like, when mommy used to leave me at home with you, I would scream at the top of my lungs, so I did not want to stay with you. I'm like, no, please don't leave me with him. Because you were mean as fuck. I don't want to stay with him. And the day I screamed at the top of my lungs, like, you got pissed. Like, you're going to embarrass me in front of mom. Bet I'm going to lock you. I'm going to give you a reason to have screamed. Now you're going to get... I was at the basement door, like, please let me in. And you and Destiny was watching movies outside of the basement.
That's so fucked up. That's real. That's why I said this conversation is needed. I remember the first time that made me hate you. Mm-hmm. I had gotten in trouble, right? Mm-hmm. Sometime at school, I had gotten a bad grade. Me in school just wasn't a thing. It's just like you trying to make me sit down for this long period of time when I have all this other shit that I'm thinking about. It just didn't work for me. So one time, this is when when we first moved to Georgia type shit. Mom had made me sit in the car and took you to go get ice cream. And I remember because she was like, oh, well, we about to go get ice cream and you gonna sit in the car. And I literally, it felt like forever. And I was like, so one, my thing was, bro, you barely in fucking school, right? You barely in school. You barely in class.
Right.
And you get to have ice cream just because you exist. I'm not getting ice cream. So in my perspective, it's like, oh, you giving her special attention,
right,
but you punishing me, making me sit in a car, which felt like forever. And it was like, well, fuck that shit. Like, I hate Tia. I hate mom. I hate this.
And
I hate
at that time, you didn't know how to understand that it wasn't my fault. You
get what I'm saying.
You need to be mad at mommy or upset with mommy, but it somehow, or it got taken out on me. And I remember that. So like when we're older, we have our conversation and we're like, I don't remember being cool with you until my 18th, until I graduated high school. We went to the bonfire, and from there is when our relationship grew into, for me. Yep, for me.
I feel like we got cool when I was 16 and when I came back from Maryland. I feel like that's when our relationship kind of developed more. I could talk to you more about like life, about my relationship, music, like, you know what I'm saying? All the different dances.
So you're talking about like when we lived with Antoine?
No. I'm talking about when we lived in Covington. When we lived in Covington.
Blank.
What? You were in middle school, and literally we would have conversations, and like, do you remember me running away from mom's house?
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so around this time, me and you had got cool. I even met Tau. I met all these different, like, we was cool. We used to stay home together and stuff like that. That's when I got cool with you, and I felt like you still perceived me as like this mean big brothers, but my life had started drastically changing.
I mean, and then also you were maturing into a person as well.
Yeah,
so,
I'm not that annoying kid anymore.
But at the same time, it's like I didn't know nothing but what you showed me, how you treated me. So I'm just like, oh, you're better now. So I'm supposed to just trust that you're never gonna do that again.
That's
no,
facts.
I'm not.
That's
you gotta
facts.
show me first before I just open my eyes one day and be like, you said I changed. Show me. I want to see that action. I want to see the receipts. The reason why I probably don't remember, I don't have no recollection of you feel like you was, we were cool. To me, I'm still I'm straddling the fence.
You still was a kid in that sense.
That's what I'm saying. So are we cool, or you're still at the end of the day my big brother? Because that's when I remember me cooking. I was cooking that's when mommy was gone and I was cooking the tilapia, and it was you, me, Malik, and I believe I forget Tori's sister in the house with the big eyes.
Brittany or something like
no.
that. Ashley. I know you're talking about.
No, I forget.
The big jump.
No. But it wasn't Tia. Kiana. It was her stayed in the house and you was there. And I remember cooking. I remember y'all going to the store and getting me some pain medicine for my cycle. I remember that. So I do remember like bits and pieces of you trying to be the better, bigger brother. But right now, in my grown-up years, I can tell you now, I don't have a clear recollection of that. My clear recollection is you 8th grade, you and 3rd grade me. That's what I remember of our childhood. And I feel like we wasn't cool until I turned 18 years old.
The very thing that solidified like me stepping into like that big brother, like the true big brother stage for me, like during my teenage years, is the last time that I took an ass whooping for you and Malik, and I sat there and watched you guys. Y'all niggas broke that damn little fog mist shit. And mom
that's
whooped my
old as hell.
No, but
no, but I'm like,
But this is when I was like, no, fuck, like I didn't ever want to hear you cry, even though like I didn't fuck with you. Yeah. I never wanted to hear you get your ass whooped for whatever little amount of ass whoopings you got. They used to fuck me up. Like literally, like hearing my sister, it sounded like somebody set her on fire. And I remember when y'all broke this little vase or whatever that mom bought. I remember my mom saying,
in Covington?
No, this is in Decatur.
Oh, okay.
Right? Who broke the fucking vase? I'm not gonna snitch. I wasn't even home. But I knew that it broke. And I remember mom was about to whoop you and Malik. And I said, me. I stood, this is probably one of the bravest moments I ever had as a big brother. I remember because we had bunk beds and I sat there and I looked at y'all and I said, I'm gonna take this ass whooping for y'all. Like literally my nigga, like it was so fucked up because I realized that me as a teenager, I could take mom's whoopings now. I could take that shit. Like, and that whole like whooping scale was horrible for me. Nigga, mom used to spray me with water and whoop my ass. She used to hit me with all these different objects. And I remember my ass whoopings in comparison to yours were completely different situations.
You is a man at the end of the day. Why would I get beat like that? And I'm 2 pounds, 7 ounces.
That's my thing though. Now, as an adult,
you see that, but at the time you couldn't.
Yeah, like I understand why she did it. I don't agree with that shit. I don't think that ever in any point should you spray your kid with water and hit them. I don't think that you should open a belt like and have your kid hold on to a bed while you swing the belt like that. Like,
you don't believe in whippings?
Not on that scale.
Oh,
fuck.
okay.
I mean, I don't hit my kids because I'm the man, but on that scale, fuck no. Like I feel like that was demoralizing, and that like kind of built my anger and resentment towards you, towards mom, towards this reality of the world.
So what in what time and you feel like in your life that you no longer had that resentment towards me?
I feel like once I became a teenager and I realized that you went through your struggles too with mom, and you realized that our opposition was the same.
But I feel like my teenage years are different from your teenage years. They are.
They're different for sure.
My trauma doesn't come from my teenage years. My teenage years with my mother, for me, or our mother, for me, is the struggle life.
Facts.
Not the hood baby, but the struggle baby. Mm-hmm. As far as being homeless, living in a domestic violence shelter, putting water in a pot, taking a shower. Like, I know how to live. Like, I know how to be without. That's the type of... But me and mom was cool. Up until I got to like maybe my senior year in high school. From that point on is when I have my mommy issues. But it didn't come from when I was young.
I feel like... But I think that around that time where you became a teenager, I think that we both realized mom was flawed. Like, before, it used to be like, Tia and mom, let's go to Red Lobster and bring all our friends. I ain't never got no shit like that. Like, literally, I had to watch you be celebrated on that sense. Like, literally, I don't know if you remember all your friends going to Red Lobster and mom got you this lobster tail and all your friends get to eat with you, this and that. I never got no shit like that.
Is it you watching it or you seeing it?
I'm
firsthand.
there.
Are you talking about like Covington? Like, what time period are you talking about?
So this is mixed in. That's Covington.
Because I'm saying Covington time frame, now mommy has a different job. So the teenage you, when you was in your prime and you was seeing this stuff and you wasn't getting it, she ain't got it. When she with me,
facts.
I'm getting it. So you're saying that I have a totally different lifestyle, totally different childhood than you do. Not to take away from your experience, but I can't dog mommy in that sense.
No.
But you're saying I got it.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm saying until 18 years old is when my experience changed. You've been seeing it.
So yeah, but that's the thing. I always seen once mom started sending me away, I already seen mom as a flaw. When mom would promise me stuff on the phone, I already started developing that, I can't trust my mom. Like, it felt like my mom was against me or she didn't want me. But the thing about it is, I see you and Malik too. Y'all reaping the benefits of having a relationship with mom. And therefore with me, the bad kid, I only know the bad sides of mom. Right. Even now to this day, like, I love mom to death. My only strong memory of mom loving me is the time she snuck me to fucking Six Flags at 8 p.m. or something like that before they closed, and me and her did this solo mission. That's the only memory of like mom celebrating me. Other than that, it's always been grit and grind with me and mom. It would always be that way. So me seeing this shit, and then when you became a teenager,
like your point of view and how your relationship with mom and your childhood with mom is totally different.
Facts.
But to hear you say, I hated you,
it sucks. It's fucked up.
Because I didn't do shit to you. I was just trying to be nothing but the good little sister that I can.
But I never thought, like, I didn't realize that until you started getting older. At 16, that's what I said. At 16, it was like, I can talk to you now about some real shit. And you could see why I feel the way I feel. You didn't have a bad relationship with mom at that time.
Right.
But you start to see the things that she was going through, the struggles when mom would lie, when mom, like, you would start to see things and it would become transparent, which has started to develop. Once you hit 18, it's like, okay, now I see, no offense to mom, but now I see her for who she is. She's not the mom that we wore the veil and thought is, mommy this. She's a human being just like us.
Right.
But we had two different perspectives of it. I always knew, okay, this is not what it is. Whether it was her speaking to me a certain type of way, whether it was the disciplines, but that made me look at you. Whatever you were dealing with when I wasn't around was not aware to me. The only thing I was aware of is that when I was around.
Because you used to say that all the time, like, you had the good life. And I'm like, was you homeless with mommy? Like, did you see your mommy get beat the fuck up?
Fuck no.
Did you see a man punch mommy in the face and try to kill her?
No.
Did you hear a man say, next time you see your mom, she's going to be in the hospital?
No.
I went through all that. So when you see like, you hit the silver platter. I'm like, yeah, it might have been peaches and cream, but it wasn't always like that. My most impressionable years, my teenage years, from 10th grade or really ninth into senior year, and I'm living with my friend, I went through that, living in domestic violence, dropping out of high school, almost not graduating because of her situation. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't always, I whatever I wanted, I got. That's how I think of it. Childhood. My childhood was great. My teenage years, like, oh, shit getting a little rough, but I'm glad that it happened because it made me a better person. Had I not went through the struggle, had I not been homeless, had I not saw my mama get beat, then I would not be able to know how to struggle now. If something happens to me, if my lights get cut off right now, I know how to take a shower. I know how to take a bath. I know how to get out.
No, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. It's valuable lessons.
Had I not have had that, I would have been this snooty ass, stuck up ass, ditty ass bitch that everybody sees on my Instagram think that I am and I'm not. Y'all don't know what the fuck I've been through. Y'all don't know my story. Just because I look like this and I dress like this and I walk like this and I talk like this don't mean I ain't been through shit. But you'll never know that. Because I wear my struggle and I make it like, you know what? I'll never go there again. I'll never be that again. Instead of using that sad story to be like,
facts.
oh, I'm just so pitiful. No, I use that and I will never be that. That person that I was, I'll never be that again. That's what makes me, that fuels my fire.
But everything that you said, like where I'm at now is like, I can agree with it. Like I can understand your perspective now.
Yeah.
When we were children, I couldn't perceive that. All I knew was how I dealt with things.
Right.
And so I think that as time progressed, as you got older and I got older, I realized from a point, like at some point, I realized that I had fucked up. Like I had realized like, yo, all this trauma I put my sister through, I don't know my sister. And it just kind of, now it seems like,
wait, I don't want to cut you off.
Go ahead.
But I don't want to lose this train of thought. So I was going to say, when I used to think of you and the stuff that you went through with mom, right? And how like, you just seemed like that was your whole personality, the struggle. Like I guess now you did, like you said, you did your shadow work and that led you to forgive her. But when I used to think of you as a person, I'm like, Lachey holds on to any and everything that he been through and is using that as a crutch. Like you want to be this sad person instead of using that to feel your fire.
That is exactly how
you were.
That's exactly what it was.
I used to literally, like, since we're being completely blunt here, you're saying you used to hate me. I could say I used to be like, this nigga is a crybaby. Because like, get the fuck over it. That's genuinely how I felt. Like you're 30. I used to be like, you're 30-something years old. You're still talking about what happened at 16. But everybody handles trauma differently. Me, I turned my shit into like, okay, I'm gonna get it out the mud. And you kept it. And you always seem so down and so angry and so bothered with life and so angry at mom. But I used to be like, she was growing up just like, but she did her best. Not saying her best was the best, but she did her best. She living the first time just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? We talked about this the other day. That they was fucking having 3 kids at 28 years old is wild work.
That's
28?
Nigga, yeah.
3?
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
And raising them by yourself.
That's what I'm saying. So she did the best she could. And so I used to be thinking of that from that aspect. Like, you're so angry, but you had to do the work on your own.
I mean, it took me a while to arrive here because you have to think like, in my reality, without my mom, I felt like I didn't have no one. Then I went to an abusive father, right, who would beat me up, who would treat me like shit, who would try to make me sell cocaine and crack. Like literally, this became my life. And then when I'm going through that, after whatever mess this was over here, right, wounds, then I became a victim to life because my dad would beat me up. Then I fell in love with a girl so that I can run away from that situation. And then by the time I became a teenager, it always felt like me and mom were on bad terms and it would result into us getting to this big argument, me running away, her kicking me out. It always ended up like that. So it was no place for me to take these emotions that I'm dealing with and put them anywhere. Yeah. But then as I got older, nigga, I realized that a lot of the shit that I was suffering from was from trauma from mom, trauma from my dad. And then this developed into my lifestyle. Nigga, I got 3 baby moms.
Yeah. And I feel like you wanted to, when we were older, to us first have this relationship and to bond over trauma. And I feel like a lot of times why we didn't connect, because I didn't want to. I'm the person that doesn't want to think about that shit.
Yeah, I have to.
That's me. If something happens to me right now, today, tomorrow, I'm not talking about what happened yesterday. I don't want to. I don't want to live in that circle of the cloud. So I try to, I guess, run away from it. I want to, okay, this happened, boom. I'm going to go do something that makes me happy. Yeah. Instead of staying in that bubble of dark cloudiness. For what? What? When
I used to try to do that, like it's not to say that I didn't want to think about it. I used to be that way, or like run away from all this shit. Only time I would talk about it is when I'm with you guys. I didn't talk about this shit to my wife or my baby mamas. I didn't used to say this shit because it was just something that only arose when I was here.
Yeah, like a trigger.
So running from that shit, that's when I got into drugs. That's when I started drinking all the time. That's when I started popping pills. That's when I started wanting to die because I'm fighting against these things not to think of these things. I'm literally fucking so many different women because I want to feel nurtured. Like literally, that was my trauma. I would use women just so that I can feel some type of nurture. So this bitch would care about me. Like that was my mindset.
Yeah,
but
makes sense.
The thing about it is like the older I get, we have to address this because now that I have kids, if I don't address my trauma, I'm only going to continue the trauma to my kids.
Right.
All that shit that I think I don't want to think about, what happens when it's in your face? What happens when you're dealing, or even a woman, right? So when it comes to women, right? Mom used to get in my face. So when a woman gets in my face, it made me feel the same way that I felt when my mom would get in my face, what would result in me reacting. Right. Whether it's her putting her hands on me, and mom developed this thing of, you don't put your hands on a woman. Well, what do you do when a woman has you, she's on top of you and she has a knife to your throat? I wasn't prepared for these things. So therefore, my trauma even developed more of women getting in my face, hurting me physically and mentally. And I'm taught because of my mom's abusive relationships that you're not supposed to do nothing as a man. You're not supposed to hit a woman. You just allow her to do whatever. And whatever comes with that, you just deal with it. Until the older I got. And I was like, okay, a man's not supposed to beat a woman, but I do have to restrain her and learn how to walk away from the situation and never walk back into it. But back to what you were saying is that with that being my reality, the older I get, I realize that I hurt you. I hurt you, and I only hurt you because I was being hurt and not taking the blame off of myself. Yeah. Right? But I was a child. I didn't know any better. I didn't know how to react or where to put all of the things that I was feeling.
But I never hated you though. Like, yes, there was times where I'm like, no, I never hated you. There's times, of course, where I remember the bad shit that you did. But it didn't get, when I got older, to be thinking like, I hate Lachey. Or I hate Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk to him. I just feel like we just naturally grew apart. And maybe it was because of what happened subconsciously. But it was never like, I'm like, I really hate Lachey. I never want to talk to him again. I don't care if he's my brother. No, I never felt that way. I just feel like we had an age gap and that we talked when we talked. And then that was it. But it never was like, in my heart of hearts, I hate Lachey. I feel like Lachey hated me. I did. But I never hated you. But like, it never was like I hated you. I just feel like a lot of times when I still feel like I never fit in. I was the only girl with 2 boys. Y'all want to fucking rip my baby doll heads off and, you know what I'm saying, bully me.
Big brother shit. A lot of big brothers are this way. Put me in the covers
and punch me and shit. Like, that's what I remember. But it never gave, I hate my brothers. No. We just weren't close. That's all that was. But I never can say that I hated you. Did I hate to stay with you when I was in 3rd grade? Yes, because your ass used to fucking torture me, but it never gave when I grew up. I hate Lachey.
And that's what started to develop.
I think you felt that way because you feel guilty about your actions.
That's what I was just about to say.
And I hate when you do that to me though. That's what I hate. You'll get around me like, please forgive me. I'm like, what are you talking about?
So that's I'm like,
what are you talking? I'm cool.
That's the thing is like I realized what I created for my sister. Based upon my actions that I did as a child, is the reason why you're so distant towards me is because that developed. Yeah, you can say it's naturally you, right? But when you look at your relationships with other people in your life, even males, even as people are your friends, they're completely different in comparison to your relationship to me. So when I did finally come to a thought in my head like, oh my God, I was fucked up to my sister. I did all this fucked up shit. And I am the reason why me and my sister are not close. Once I realized that shit, I was like, yo, I'm sorry. Like,
but I don't think it's that.
I
don't agree with that. I think the military plays a role in why I'm not close with a lot of y'all. I don't see y'all.
It was even before that. Yeah, it was even before that because I realized like this. I was like,
that's your truth, but that's not my truth.
I hurt my sister. Like I only have one fucking sister and I fucking hurt her. Like literally, this is all I have. Like literally, nigga, I hurt my sister and I dealt with
never
this
been
shit.
That deep to me.
Like nigga, that shit is fucked up to me, bro.
To you, yeah.
Because now the older I get, now I'm like, I want the relationship with my sister.
You feel like the past things is causing us to not be close?
They just are.
Okay, and that's your truth. And that's how you feel. I'm telling you, I don't feel that way. And nothing that happened in the past makes me feel like I don't want a relationship with you. I personally don't feel that way. So I do feel like you feel as if okay, because of what happened.
I gotta make it right, my nigga.
I've never held no.
But that's because, that's the thing. Like, that's because you don't feel that you did anything wrong. I feel like I did something wrong, and it's like, my nigga, like, how could I treat my little sister that way? Like so many ways. Like, how, even with Malik, like, how could I treat my little brother this way? And I realized, like, nigga, I fucked up. I'm the reason. Like, you may not believe that, but I am the reason why. Or I'm not gonna say I'm solely the reason why. I have a lot to do with the reason why we are the way we are towards each other and towards the world. That is just how it is. It affects us in so many different ways, even though we don't want to acknowledge that this shit is affecting us. But I would say, like, now I have a better understanding of who you are now. I mean, some things like just ain't my vibe when it comes to you.
You know what it is? Now that I think about it, it's not anything about past childhood that makes me look at you sideways. It's what you say to me when we had a conversation. I know the real you. I want you to be the real you. I can't wait till you be this person. That to me sounds like you're not content and happy with who I am today. That's what makes me like not want to overly have a conversation or talk all the time, because it's like you're judging my lifestyle. That's how it feels.
All right, so all right. One, I will say I do judge you. You're my sister. Like it sounds fucked up, but I hold you at a high pedestal, right? And I feel that based upon certain things that I analyze, right? Like, whether it's your group of friends, like, this is my bestie, that's my bestie, and I get it. That's you. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, I can see that these people are only around you because you're lit, right? And I see that, but then I also see that your littiness, your whatever you want to call it, your sweets colored personality, it only elevates based upon the people that you keep. So when you were saying the other day, when you was like, I'm tired of being a people pleaser. Yeah. I feel like you've kind of been that way, whether it's when we was kids and you had the little white girls as your friends, and you was talking all preppy and this and that, right? Even to now when you're in this realm of being Sweets Kalor, the content creator, the boss that you are now. So a lot of times when I see it, I'm like, okay, me being around you when no one's around, like, it's us, family. You're a completely different person, but in comparison to when you're with them, it's like
you don't see me with them. You see me based on what you see on social media.
I mean, I've been around you. I've been around you with your friends. I'm
fun no matter where I'm at. I'm the life of Patty no matter where I'm at. Yeah, but if you judge me, then why would I ever be the person I'm around my friends?
I don't feel like you're the life of the party when we're all together. I feel like you're more standoffish and quiet.
Why wouldn't I be when you're judgy? You already don't. I hear you all the time. Little things that it gets back to me. The things that you see as lost. I'm not lost. I'm not in your world. I might be lost, but in my world, I have found myself. I was lost when I was in that toxic relationship I was in. Lost as a motherfucker. Coming around y'all smiling, kiki, and really not wanting to be there. Like, that's when I was lost. Now I can stand and be alone by myself. I don't have to be in a relationship. I never had to be in one, but I don't have to be in a relationship. I'm financially stable. Like, I have goals. And I'm doing it by myself. I don't need a crutch of somebody else to help me. I'm doing it alone. I am completely content with who I am as a person, and nobody can break me, shake me, or do anything that I don't want to do. Period.
I like that about you.
It took me a long time to become that, because I used to care too much about what other people think. But the life of the party, that is me. I can captivate any room that I'm in. I just don't be extra loud and rambunctious for what? But I am. I'm the one that's like, let's get together. Let's have Malik's little thing. Let's happy birthday. That's me. I am that. I'm still that sister no matter where I'm at. Am I extremely loud? Probably not. But with the conversation that we're having, does that call for that? For me to be extra rambunctious and off the wall, bananas. But no, I don't. But if you was to see me and Kieta in the house together at your house, you'll see that little lit side of me, or the fun side of me.
I ain't gonna lie. I didn't see that side of you until you started becoming, like, when you went off into the army. I went to the army at 18 years old. No, that's when I started seeing, and I'm like, you have to understand, as a brother, your older brother, respectfully, nigga, it blows me to see you on Instagram twerking. Live your life.
Oh, that makes sense. Why would it not blow you?
Live your life, right? Live your life as strong and powerful and beautiful you are. But when I see that, I feel like that doesn't represent the Tia that I know of you. The most, bro, you're like, I always thought you were the most smartest one, the more powerful one, the most, what is it? Not secure, but most confident one. I always felt like you had those things. But then when I started seeing you become this girl who posts videos of you twerking and you're twerking in all these environments, I'm just like, okay, what has happened to my sister? When did she go from this girl who's super studious, never twerked when we was growing up? Mom would try to make you do these things like, oh yeah, shake your ass. And
I wish Kenyatta was down here right now. Since I was in middle school, I
never did that shit around us.
Why would I do it around you or my brother? What the hell?
Yeah,
that don't make any sense.
We never seen that side.
I see Tanya used to teach me how to dance. She taught me how to twerk on my head. Now you're lying. Just because you ran away for a certain period of time and you maybe didn't see me in that light, that's on you. Maybe because you didn't want to be in the house. You hated me so much. You weren't around me and my friends. You was at whoever the house. But me, Sydney, and Courtney used to be in that room shaking that ass. Learning, doing dances. Nah, please. Me and even Erica used to do dances every Christmas, holiday, or whatever it is. When you was with Uncle Eric and them, you did. Yes, we danced every time. If you wasn't paying attention, that's on you. But that's who I've been, this girl.
So anyways, when I seen that on social media, like, it just made me feel like, does my sister think she a hoe? Like that's how I perceived it, because all those girls that I fucked with, all of them, especially the easiest girls, they was the one who was making twerk videos. They was the one who was showing their ass on Instagram. They was those type of girls. So my perception of those type of girls, when I see it, it's like not to say that.
Lock in, twin. Gonna lock in.
Not to say like these girls are hoes, but based upon my experience, these were the girls that were searching for the most attention, and my experience with them was always, oh, this girl is searching for attention. No. She's lost. Something happened to her when she was a little. Like, no. That was always the type of girls that I literally met when they were those type of girls who would do that type of shit.
So I'm going to say this for all the women out there. If you want to shake your ass on Instagram,
do it.
If you want to do a split, don't let what society thinks of a woman that shake her ass define you. I've been shaking my ass since I was in middle school. Me and my best friend was shaking our ass on Twitter. You can go scroll back and we shaking that ass on every video. I've been doing this. This is not new. Just because he never seen me in this light don't mean that. But just because you shake your ass, dance loud, rambunctious, don't mean that you're a whore. Facts. Don't mean that you can't do it. Who gives a fuck what people think? I don't give a fuck. I'm going to shake that ass every time. If I want to, I'm going to do it. So just because your brother, your mother, your sister, your uncle feel like that's negative, you shouldn't be doing that, and that's not good of light. What I do when I shake my ass and I have fun has nothing to do with the person that's studious or the smart or the driven person.
I agree.
That I am. So, but that's the thing. People see people. Oh, I don't want a girl that's on Instagram shaking her ass. Well, then you're not the nigga bitch for me. Let me. If you love me, am I right? Whether it's brother, sister, cousin, auntie, my significant other, love me for who I am. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna have a ball. When it's time to get down and motherfucking dirty and do my job, 10 toes out of 10, I'm gonna do it.
I respect it. I have no choice but to respect it because it's you.
But saying that you judge me based
I'm your brother though.
Nigga. You can dislike it, but to say you judge me because of it, what are you judging? What's the? I'm a hoe.
It would be like, what would be the? Did judge? I do something wrong? Like did something happen? Nigga, I'm your brother.
It doesn't matter. What are you doing?
Was there a nigga that hurt my sister and I
twerk on Instagram?
Nigga, there's girls that do this type of shit for this. Not all girls do that. That's not what I'm saying. But these are the things that are running through my head. I'm an overprotective brother. I've always been that. In any situation where somebody try to bully you, I handle that shit. Or I make you fight them.
But dancing on Instagram has to do it.
But it makes you question. Everybody in their family is gonna feel. If I seen, all right, peep this. Let's go more extreme. I'm your brother. If I seen that you had a video, let's say a fucking OnlyFans video or a Pornhub video pops up, nigga, I'm gonna question every single thing. I'm gonna ask
Pornhub and OnlyFans compared to twerking on Instagram is two different extremes. If you saw me fucking on Instagram or on a porn site, of course you should fucking judge me. Okay, now friend, I'm becoming assist now. What's going on? That's extreme. I'm not saying if you do it, hey, sex work is real work. Live your life.
Do your thing.
You know what I'm saying? But as a family member seeing your little sister, cousin, brother, whoever the case, having sex on Pornhub, of course you're gonna be like, what the fuck is going on?
Nigga, but even on Twitter, like
twerking, I feel like shouldn't be that where you draw the line. In this day and age with this society, twerking it ain't been bad.
No. But when you first started doing that in comparison now to where now girls have OnlyFans wasn't a thing. So twerking was kind of the extreme. When that shit took over World Star and all this shit, it became the thing. It was the most super sexualized thing for like females to start doing. Yeah, y'all been doing this shit since ancient times, shaking ass, cool. But it was more like in the club, you know what I'm saying? A bitch get a lap dance. Like, it was not like this trend. And then my question arise because you wasn't doing none of that shit. Even though you were doing it, okay, that's the difference. The difference is you were doing it privately, and then it became publicly, and now...
When did you start following me on Instagram? In 2013, 2012, I used to do twerk videos.
I've been following you since you had social media.
Well, then you wasn't paying attention because this ain't. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this.
Your hair color stage, and all those little rocker t-shirts.
Shaking my ass on Instagram.
You wasn't shaking no ass on that. I don't believe that shit.
I can probably go in my archives and find it. I probably can find a video of me and Yetta right now.
Send that junk. We're gonna post it right here.
Oh God, I can post it.
We're gonna post it right here.
We outside with our colorful socks on.
That's crazy. I don't remember none of that shit. I remember you doing like the little lean with it, rock with it type of shit.
Nah. That's what I'm saying. We used to be shaking that ass. Okay, that's who taught me that. Thank you, Auntie Tanya. I appreciate you. Cause hey, now I know how to move.
But then that became like the only thing about it now is I feel like with the position that you hold, right? This is my thing. I'm a father of daughters. With the position that you hold in the world, not only just being sweets galore, but the position that you hold in the world, I feel like now that's your niche on Instagram. Like literally on Instagram. Anytime I get on Instagram, 99% of the time. 99% of the time. And it's not to take away from you.
I don't care.
But that's the thing. Like, okay, I can't even get on your Instagram. Like, let's say MJ and Mari say, oh, what does Auntie TT look like, right? Or let's say they just over my shoulder looking at my phone. Nigga, if that's the only thing that they're seeing from you, you have to realize what that is introducing my daughter to and my son.
Time of the day.
Nigga, that's you all day.
I work in the club. Please. No. After 7, 8 o'clock, now you going into let's go outside time. I work outside. So
we is in a different time zone. Exactly. Wait, she in Korea. You're
getting on, you're waking up. I'm outside. I'm not going to change. If you don't want your daughter to see it, then you don't show her that. You show her my Instagram profile.
Nigga, you got ass shaking on there too.
No, I don't. My profile? Yeah, no, I don't.
I'm pretty sure. Or it's probably you in a thong or some shit like that.
In a baby suit? That's fine. If that's not what you want your daughter to be like.
It's not that I want to. It's just it's an unfortunate like that. If I went to go show her who her aunt is, like that is the 99% thing of the time that they're gonna see.
Well, I'm not ashamed of that.
It's not even for you to be ashamed. I'm not saying
like you're saying it. It's not gonna change. That's who I am. I'm gonna continue to be there. I'm not saying you're saying I have to change. I'm just saying every time you go to my Instagram on that time switch, I'm gonna be shaking that ass and running in a circle. That is who I am. I don't care. I don't care.
Be you.
She can call me on FaceTime if she wants to talk to me. If you don't want her to see that, then you filter what you want your daughter to see. But am I going to change who I am because you have a daughter? Maybe when I have one. But I don't have any kids. So I don't look at the perspective like you do.
So do you feel like your role as an aunt is not that important until you have a child?
I'm going to dance regardless. That doesn't mean I'm not the aunt.
So even when you have a daughter,
I'm going to be me. Yes. You do. We was young, shaking our ass. If you wasn't paying attention, that's your fault.
So what about when you have a son and you're like, are you going to let your friends twerk around your son when you have a son?
Why would I do that?
What do you mean? Why would you change it now?
What do you mean? Am I going to be shaking my ass in front of my daughter when she's 7? Probably not. When she turns 15, are we going to...
So you're going to wait? Sure. You're going to wait until she's 15?
Is she going to see me dance sometimes? Probably. But is that going to be my main focus? I don't just walk around the house shaking my ass in a circle just for fun. Have I done that at your house? No.
Okay,
like you're trying to put me in this box. Like I'm just gonna be dancing all the time.
No, but it's how you.
Kaylee, I don't do that.
Okay,
I know how to be.
How you presented it for sure is like how you're saying it. You're like, oh well, I'm not gonna change that. But that's the thing, and you're like, oh well, don't show your daughter this side of me. It's like, okay, first of all, the time difference, the different places that we are. What options do I have? You want me to call you at 8 in the morning, or 1 in the afternoon here when it's 1 in the morning there when you're sleeping? So. In these certain situations, there are questions. So the only issue that I have is that me as your brother, I can't show that to my daughter, and I personally don't feel comfortable clicking through your story, having to see your ass a million times.
I will mute you from seeing my story.
No. That's not the point. I don't even get on your Instagram no more.
That's fine. So just mute it. Now you don't have to accidentally see it.
No, but that's not the point. The point is what I'm saying is like from my experience, it's hard to even, nigga, I even about to fight somebody based upon the picture that they repost. If you're not on my dick like this, then I don't want you. Nigga, I almost fought my own mans because you're my sister. And we ain't been cool. We ain't been cool then, but these are the same situations that, like, I have to be put in it. You get what I'm saying? Like, as your brother, it's my, like, if someone is disrespecting you, first of all, if you're my mans, first of all, you should never post my sister. Like, that's just me. Like, especially a picture of my sister showing her ass or any type of sexual junk. Mm-hmm. Like, that's just not, like, that's not cool with me.
But as a brother, I understand. Of course, you want to see your little sister twerking. I wholeheartedly, any brother doesn't want to see their little sister twerking. But at this point, at this age, I'm a 30-year-old woman. I don't care what you don't want to see.
Do your thing.
I'm pretty sure my dad hates to see me on Facebook. I don't run me. I don't live my, I'm not saying that you do. I'm not saying you said that. I'm saying I live my life for myself. Nobody can make me change who I am unless I want to change. So just because you're saying that, MJ wants to watch your Instagram. I'm not here to give MJ the best left, right, left image of who she's supposed to be. That's her mother's job. That's not mine. That's not my job. I'm the auntie. I'm the lit auntie, the fun auntie. You got a boyfriend? Ooh, your boyfriend. I'm that auntie. I'm not supposed to give you this perfect vision of who you're supposed to be. Yes, of course, I'm going to instill in her when she wants to talk to me the good things, but I'm not going to shelter who I am as a person because that's what you want your daughter to be. Then you instill that in her. But just because I'm dancing, just because I'm doing something doesn't mean that she's going to do it. Maybe she'll be interested, sure, but everybody's their own person. I didn't start smoking until people did it around me all the time. Hell, you smoke. I ain't start smoking because you smoked. You didn't influence that behavior. You just did it. I ain't smoking until I was grown enough to try it on my own. I was 18 years old when I first hit the blunt. Being around people that smoke. Just because somebody's doing it, I mean that your daughter is going to be smart enough or bad enough or have her own mind that she doesn't want to do that. You instill that in her. Her parents do that. I'm not going to tell her to go outside to twerk. I'm not going to teach her how to do the twerk on the handstand like the time you did me. But if she sees it, I'm like, oh, no, you shouldn't do that. I'm not going to be like, yeah, go twerk. No. But I'm not going to stop being who I am because I have a niece.
So you don't feel like, okay, I mean, I get what you're saying. You're saying just because you're in a position doesn't mean that you have to, and I don't from a standpoint of like, nigga, I got daughters, so I respect everything you're saying. Mm-hmm. Like, I get it. Like, I'm with you on that. But being a family member sometimes, it's like we all have like a perspective of you because the role that you play.
If I had a little sister, I'd still be like, girl, put some clothes on. Naturally.
Yeah, yes. that's just what it is. And it's not to take shame or throw shame or shade on anyone that's doing these type of things, but that's just how it is. We have two different perspectives on it. Right. It's back to what you were saying, like, we're gonna go diving into this. Is like the black woman perspective in comparison to how I'm saying, like, I don't want to identify as a color anymore because the connotation that it represents to the world. Mm-hmm. You have this perspective where you're in the army, right, which is a corporation that was started by white supremacist type of people, right? And so therefore you live in a world where you have to fight for your rights as a black woman. Therefore with me, right, I'm a black man, but I'm not accepted by the black community. Not only that, I'm a fucking target when it comes to black men, it comes to police, it comes to white people. I'm literally a target to the world. And I realize that when we use these certain type of connotations, that we represent something to the world that literally is negative in every type of form. I get that we can take certain type of terms like nigga and make them positive or bitch or hoe or gay or what. We can make them positive in whatever way that we want. But when you see how the world reacts to the term black, I don't want to be that because I realize not only when I identify as one race, I'm black and this person not black, I'm no better than a fucking white person when I realize that all people are our brothers. Maybe they don't see me as a brother. Maybe they don't see me as an equal, but I do. And I realize that no matter who it is, me, the mixed guy, the light-skinned guy, the nigga with the dreads, the niggas with the diamond teeth, the nigga with the tattoos on his face, no matter what room I'm in, I'm always going to get judged. So instead of identifying as this person or that person, I rather identify as the highest form of anything in this world, which is God.
I mean, and I can understand your perspective. Like I said that last night when we were talking the other day. I am proud to be everything that comes with it, the good, the bad, the ugly, the upside, the downside of being black. I'm a proud black woman. I want to be everything that comes with being black. And we was talking about the term, the N-word, and how you feel like it's about the culture and where somebody comes from. For me, it's not about that.
let me dive into that, because when I'm saying nigga, right? So first of all, I left Atlanta at 16 years old, 15 years old. I moved to Maryland. In Maryland, it's a mixing pot. Black people say nigga, Spanish people say nigga, Asian people say nigga. But it's a mixed culture. Like literally, you have black people and Spanish people, Ethiopian people that grow in the hood, literally in the hood, amongst black people. Like literally, it's all one. It's like, it's not no, oh man, this nigga Asian person. It's not like that. It's literally one. And then you have the white people, but the white people in comparison to people down south are completely different. The white people, they'll never say nigga, but they're always gonna treat you like we're all together. There might be extreme racist people in certain parts, but there ain't no Confederate flag ass niggas up in Maryland. It's not like that. It's literally like a mixing pole or bowl where everyone is literally similar. Same culture. Black people wearing Nike boots, white people wearing Nike boots, Asian niggas with dreadlocks and stocking caps on their head. Literally, that's how it is. So when they saying nigga and we saying nigga, it literally feels like I'm talking to a nigga. It doesn't feel like this nigga grew up in Asian culture.
That's a term that we turn from a negative to a positive. We should be able to use that amongst each other. I don't agree that somebody that's not black, that ain't, you are black until it's, or you want to be black and say the word nigga until it's real. It's convenient. When it's convenient, you want to use it. Until it's time to get real, you're black until you want to be black. When you're classified as a black person, I ain't black.
But then, all right, so you brought that up as you said you was with whoever and they said I'm not black, right?
Oh yeah, they
okay, so
Dominican or Puerto Rican, and they said, hey, y'all some beautiful black women. I ain't black, but thank you.
So what would you have said if she said, yeah, I'm black and I'm proud?
Nothing. Because we all black.
What the fuck? Like, but that's
all black.
But that's the thing. Not everybody's gonna say that. When people talk about black culture, if you say that you're black, like what's that? Rachel Dole or something, right? When she claimed black, I'm gonna put the picture here. When she said that she was black, right? Huh?
I don't know what that is, but go ahead.
All right, so she said that she was black. It came out that she wasn't black. This is the thing, though. A lot of people who claim black, when someone who is Spanish, Dominican, or whatever, if they can't claim black, they're gonna be like, nigga, you ain't black, nigga,
you're from Puerto
Dominican.
Rico and no, what do you mean?
Nigga, I know the facts. The fact
I feel like if they consider themselves, I'm an Afro Latino or I'm Afro anything, okay. But if you want to classify yourself, I'm Dominican. I'm not one of you.
But that's
you
not
the same color as me. But you like, yes, the fuck they do.
But okay, yes, and Dominicans and Puerto Ricans, they do not like being claimed or put in the same boat, or even be called black. But you have to think about this. I'm gonna say this: in other countries, they do not call themselves black. You go to Africa, they don't say I'm black. If they're saying black, it's only based upon American culture that's around them. They tell you what tribe they're from. They tell you what area they're from, what country they're from.
Tyler
I'm African.
That she was colored, and that through the whole.
Who said that?
Tyler said she was colored because where they from, they consider themselves as colored when they're a mixture of something. I didn't get upset at that. If that's in your culture and your country, that's what they consider themselves. They consider themselves. But for Dominican and Puerto Rican people to be like, they're not. We all are black.
But they're not saying that they're not black. They're saying it based upon their country. I'm from Dominican. But that's the thing. Black is not a nationality.
It's a race.
No, it's not. Yes. Race is human, nigga. Y'all really try to like.
So
like,
that's you.
No,
that's how
it's
you
not.
Feel.
These are facts. What is a race? A race is not a skin color, nigga. We go to Mars, right? We go to Mars. What you gonna tell them? What you gonna tell them your race is?
Black.
You gonna say I'm a fucking human or an earthling because I'm from Earth, nigga. You're not gonna say I'm black, nigga. They not gonna know what So you from. I don't mark none of that shit because I realize what it is, nigga.
It doesn't make it not exist.
So look, when you do the studies, first of all, us melanated people, we are the original Americans of America. We are American. The only thing is that people in America, the white people, the white race that you want to talk about, though, they took the American term and they ran with it. Literally, you are American. You are American Indian if you really want to be specific. The thing about it is black was something that white people gave us, and then we took it and we said, this is us. Just like if you look on them birth certificates that mom was talking about, they identified as Negro. I did the research on Ancestry. Our people, when they were sitting there going to different states and they got married and they had kids, they identified as nigger. The thing about it, the issue about it is that we're running with what someone else told us we were. You're colored, you're black, you're this, you're that. Nigga, I am God. I am not a color. I am God. I am equal to every life form, everything in existence on this planet because I was created in the image of God. And God is not going to identify as a color. That's for real shit. So when we do this shit, we're no better than the white people walking around saying white power. They're not American. We're all American, if anything. And that's some real shit.
And that's fine. And that's your truth. And that's how you feel. You want people to, it's the thing. When you're having a conversation with somebody, just because we're not agreeing with you, I'm not saying that you're wrong.
There is no wrong.
But wholeheartedly, I disagree.
I understand why, because you identify as the people that are around you.
But you're saying, but you got to understand what you're saying also. You're saying I identify as a black man sometimes, right?
Sometimes.
So when it comes to, you'll say I'm black and I'm this.
I'll tell you because based upon
that's how we understand.
Yeah, if you don't have understanding of what I'm saying and I got to tell you like, yo, yeah, I'm a nigga, bruh. I'm really a nigga. My mama black, nigga. I was really raised in Atlanta like, nigga, I'm an Atlanta nigga. Like, what's up? Like, I can do that.
Right.
But when you have this type of knowledge and you realize that we're taking on a term, literally a term, the term black, the word black is always associated with something negative. They show you all the demonic beings in the world on all these movies. They're always dressed in black. They're always in the dark. If you look at every single thing, you see a person wearing all black. They're gothic. They're emo. They're depressed. Anytime you use the color black, it is always put as something negative. That is the issue.
I can understand wholeheartedly what you're saying in your point of view.
But it's not that I'm identifying. I am one with you guys. I am a nigga. I represent the culture. Nigga, look at me. The thing about it is that I gained a certain type of knowledge based upon our ancestors. And I realized that when we're doing this, we're literally dumbing ourselves down, bro. We are dumbing ourselves down. Like when you associate black in any country, they literally look at it as a negative situation and it's fucked up. Nigga, I am God. I am a piece of the superior race on this planet. Like what the fuck? But I'm not gonna sit here and identify as black because even in Africa, if you use the term black, they look at you as just a nigga a ghetto nigga in America, from America. That's what Black Panther is about. It's about black ghetto people from America in comparison to people from the motherland, and you see how they treat them. That's the reason why the nigga couldn't be king of the village, because the nigga is a black American. He's not black enough for the people from the homeland or the motherland.
I mean, because it definitely is a difference, though. We are not. We are African. Well, I know you say this, but we're African Americans. Or you want to say we're Americans. We're going to have a different culture. They're not going to accept us because a lot of people are ignorant. They get online and they say shit. And there's this fight between, but at the end of the day, we all black. Well,
we are.
Whatever.
We're all black. I get what that's the thing. When you're saying these terms, I get what you're saying. I don't disagree with it. We all are black. We all are God. The term I'm using for black is God.
Okay, so even if an African...
Because you have to realize we were created in the image of God. The word term or the term, sorry, let me get my words right. The term God. Our subconscious, when you use this term God, it is instantly, this is scientifically, in your subconscious, when you use the word God, it instantly identifies a man in the cloud, a man with a beard, the same man in the same image that is literally compared to Santa Claus. It's the same thing. You do good, right? This is subconscious. This is not you. Like, this is subconscious. This is how it's been mass marketed to kids ever since we was children. Like, we've been this, like, indoctrined. When you think about God in comparison, right? So, and this is how it was perceived before. When you think about God and all you doing good or bad, when you do bad shit as a child, you think, oh, God is watching. He up there with his clipboard. And every time I do something bad, he writes on the clipboard. Oh, that nigga ain't making it to heaven. Oh, this same thing with Santa Claus. You do bad shit, you get cold instead of presents. It's the same concept, the same character. If you even Google any type of picture of God, it's going to be a white man with a beard. Your subconscious has literally been trained. Just like when we see the color red, that bright red, your subconscious identifies McDonald's and Coca-Cola based upon how it's been marketed. Literally, that same red that's on that straw right there is always marketed to these type of brands. We're indoctrinated based upon the things that we see as a child growing up to be an adult. So that's why I don't identify, or that's why I identify as God. And I don't, like, for me, God is to the way to actually say the word is to say nothing at all. because God is outside of experience or existence and inside of existence. We are all one. But to say that word, we're using it incorrectly, in my opinion.
And I can, like I said, my dad, we talked a little yesterday. My dad considers every man God and every woman Earth. So my nickname for my dad is Earth. When he calls me on the phone, how you doing, Earth? And he feels like all women bring life, so we are the Earth, and all men are God. So that term to me doesn't throw me off. When he first used to say it was different. But I listened to him. My dad is very educated. Yeah. That's somebody you need to sit on your podcast.
Oh yeah, we're going to do it for
he
sure.
Will go toe for toe, not even in a bad way. Maybe y'all will relate, but he is a very spiritual, and you ever heard of the religion 5%er?
Yeah.
So that's what he is. And he said like a lot of things are mathematical, and all his kids' names mean something, like Jala, Olajuwon, Kiajum, Freedom, Endor, Kwane, Yanira, Yanasia. They all like, they mean something. And he said my name would have been Ziza. That's what he would have wanted to name me if he named me.
Shout out Ziza. This is my little sister Ziza.
Ziza.
That's
but
fire.
Yeah, he does think that. So when you say things like that, it doesn't really throw me off. I'm open to hearing the perspective of you. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes I feel like you're not open to hear the perspective of us.
I hear you. It's because I already know it. I've been around. You're not the only black female I've been around. Nigga, I had to watch her mom. I had to watch her say this shit, and then it destroy her when she tries to do the single black woman and try to get her way. And I see how the world perceives her, and I'm like, why would you identify this with this characteristic? I'm an independent black woman. You can't tell me. Whenever I would see mom do that, I would instantly be embarrassed because I realized that now she didn't been put in the box of being this ghetto person, when I'm like, mom, you realize you don't have to do that. Literally, you're smarter than half these people. And when you do that, you're stooping down to their level, and they're getting what they want. They want you to be.
It's a skill though, to learn how to tactfully correct someone or get your point across without coming off like the abrasive, aggressive person. I had to learn that. I can be in a room full of white men and be the only black female with a position of power in the room and be not heard, right? Until I speak up. One, I do got to be a little more stern with my tone of voice to say, I'm serious. Like, this, no, I got to be like, I'm talking. But I know how to tactfully get my point across without coming off as the aggressive, angry black woman.
I used to be the angry black person, man too.
But it comes with practice. If you've never been in an environment where you had to lock in, twin, because they're not going to hear you. You're going to be, they're going to turn the blind eye or turn their ears off because they don't hear it. Nothing you have to say. As soon as you start yelling, boom, it's done. So it takes a skill, and I feel like mom hasn't been in a place or been in an environment where she had to have learned that. You're not going to be heard. Just because you raise your voice, we can give two fucks what you have to say.
Nobody give a fuck. But that's the thing, is like, that was kind of the model for a black woman. That's how it was perceived to me. Like, this is how a black woman is to carry herself.
So let me ask you a question.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I know what you ask.
So is that the reason why you didn't date black women?
So you want me to be honest?
Why not?
I stopped dating black women because they didn't accept me as a nigga. And the thing about it is, any black woman that I ever dealt with would have that type of attitude. And I didn't like it because it reminded me of my mom, and it's a turnoff. First of all, this is my thing as a man. If you my woman, you don't ever got to speak to nobody. You don't got to say shit. You don't even got to raise your voice. You don't even have to handle a situation. If we go out to dinner and you don't like your food, I'm going to tell them you don't like your food. If they don't want to take it back, then who gives a fuck? Because at the end of the day, we can go get another meal. I'm going to handle the situation. My woman never has to speak in this type of term for nobody. I handle this shit. So when mom would do that shit, it would make me feel like I'm small. If I'm with a black woman, and this is not to say that I get what you're saying, but as a man's job, we talking about traditional men, right? As a man's job, it's my job to handle the shit. If there's 10 niggas knocking at the door, you heard me say this a million times. It's 10 niggas knocking at my door. My woman don't gotta answer it. If I say, hey, babe, shut the fuck up and grab the kids, y'all gotta go. My wife understands that shit. My mom, on the other hand, you know what my mom's gonna say first? First of all, you don't talk to me like that. Who the fuck is at the door?
Let me ask you a question,
that was
though.
the issue.
You're saying, you made the comment, the word ghetto. So you feel like because she was loud or was get upset, that has been ghetto to you?
That was the identity of a ghetto black woman.
But that's not ghetto.
What do you mean?
When I think, if I had to get
we're the only culture that does that.
That is Hispanic. Please.
Nigga, there's ghetto Hispanic. There's ghetto Hispanic people too.
9 times out of 10, I don't want to put Hispanic people in a box, and I'm being very careful with what I say because I have to.
Facts.
But I'm not trying to put them in a box, but more than 9 times out of 10, their attitude 10 times worse than ours. It's exotic. It's cute.
No.
But when we do it, we're ghetto.
But
that's not even ghetto. Having an attitude will make you ghetto. I think of ghetto, I think of hood baby. Hood baby. Bonnets, goddamn, walking outside with no shoes on, ready to...
So you don't think that mom was ever that?
No, I think mommy had to fight for her life. I feel like she grew up in New York. We grew up in Atlanta.
You don't think that those people are fighting for their life too?
I'm not saying that they don't, but I feel like mom didn't give hood baby, struggle baby.
Black women think that's the culture. That's nigga, but Hispanic women, yeah, they definitely adopt black culture. But the difference is this, and I'm gonna explain this. Why are Hispanic women are from third world countries? Literally, you go to El Salvador, you go to Peru. It's not like America fight for your life. It's literally they're equal to, or they're going to fight literally wild animals, nigga, the government, the police. Like, it's a completely different situation in comparison to black people in America. It's two different extremes. They live in those third world countries similar to, bro, like, I don't want to say it, but it's like, nigga, they live off like literally regular resources. Nigga, they live in huts. They live in like fucked up places. So it's different. Yeah, but that's not the same thing. Homeless people don't have to worry about the cartel coming to kick on their door and knock on their door and say, hey, this is my street. I run this street. Give me your money or I'm going to cut your head off. People don't deal with those extremes in America. Yes, we deal with extremes of people getting hung, people being racist. We deal with people being incarcerated. We deal with people killing each other, but not on the same comparison to people in third world countries.
No,
we
for
don't.
sure, there's definitely a difference. I mean, yeah, our government is different than their government.
For sure,
Nobody's
we
coming
have
in
a government.
getting our shit in here and saying, get the fuck out before I cut your head off. What the fuck is you saying? I'm finna shoot you before you open the door because we have those laws. But what I'm saying is, you made the comment about being ghetto, saying that loud, and because she was saying I'm a strong, independent black woman, and she got spicy with people that she was ghetto. That's not ghetto. That's not ghetto. That means you paint me as ghetto. And you, Emily, used to say this. Oh, black women are ghetto. That's why I don't like them. So I'm ghetto? I'm not ghetto. If you think I'm ghetto,
I would say you into comparison to mom when she was raising me by herself. Mom is ghetto and you're more structured. Your lifestyle is in comparison to someone who is like Cardi B or Nicki Minaj.
When I think of ghetto, I honestly, if you use a celebrity, Sexy Red. That's ghetto.
And that's that's how my perceived of the black women. The black women I attract are just like that. Black women that I deal with are like that. That's how mom was when she was younger.
And her own right, ain't nothing wrong with how she lives.
No, live your life.
I'm just saying, because you never know with these motherfucking podcasts. They go left real quick. However, what I'm saying is, in her own right, that's ghetto, and that's somebody, you see a lot of celebrities outside that are rap, that are female, that try to be Sexy Red. That is who she is. That is a ghetto girl. Like, shout out anyone. I wouldn't even say Lotto is ghetto.
She's not.
She's from
Atlanta, but she not.
That's not ghetto.
There's a strict difference, but that's literally all the nigga. No black Joan
being ghetto.
No, there's not. No black Joan that go to Spelman would never fuck with a nigga like me. You know why?
You have to also understand you have a face full of tattoos.
Exactly, but
a diamond grill.
So that's
the girls like, that's my type.
I definitely look like a trap nigga. I'm gonna be dead honest with you. I'm not a trap nigga. I've been in a trap. I've been raised in a trap. I've been in a struggle. I'm definitely from Atlanta. Like, believe it or not. But me, myself, I'm not that. I don't feel that I'm that. Not just because of how I look. It's my thought process. I would never settle for that and that be my identity. For me, seeing and being around people in a trap, my thing was always, nigga, I'm not living like this forever. My nigga, I've been homeless. I've been in these situations. Nigga, I've been in the trap. I've been with the trap girls, the trap niggas. I've been around that. But for me, I'm not glorifying that. I'm not glamifying that.
I mean, in the Army perspective, right? We say this all the time on my podcast. The Army is the place where you leave your real reality. You be any nigga that you want to be. Every nigga in the Army want to be from the hood. I used to trap. I used to do all this shit. I gangbang. I didn't kill people. Shut the fuck up. Any nigga that kills somebody not going around saying I kill niggas.
That shit whack.
Right? So it is glorified. It's like if you're not from the hood,
you're not a real nigga.
You not black for real. Hold on though. If you, because I never said I was a hood baby. I said I'm a struggle baby. Have I been around the hood? Have I lived in the hood? Yes. Have I experienced that hood life? Yes. But I don't consider myself a hood. I consider myself. Hey, you can be on the next one. I consider myself a part of the struggle. I'm the struggle. I came from the struggle, but I'll tell people that all day long. Yes, I know I live in Atlanta, but don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna claim I was to be banging. No, that's never been my lifestyle. But everybody that's in the army, that's in Korea right now, is swearing up and down they used to kill niggas. I'm from third world. And it's not true. I know a real nigga when you see one. I'm just saying that.
Ain't gonna tell you that.
He's not telling. If I joined the army, that means I'm running away from that shit. First of all,
yeah,
that was the only way out. They would literally be like, "Oh yeah, I bang," or they want to walk around with their hip pants sagging. It's trying to give I'm hood, I'm hard because it gives them type of credit. But that's us glorifying the ghetto, or I guess not even ghetto, hood culture. Because if you're not from that, that means you can't fight. That means you're not really about that life. That means you ain't him.
So then that becomes my issue, because if someone's not from the trap, let's say you got a black man who was raised with both of his parents, they didn't live in the hood, they lived in the suburbs. He went to a good school, right? The thing about it is like, if you don't identify, and you could tell when somebody ain't really a hood nigga, but they still identify as black because they're black. But our culture, because I'm a product of my environment.
Right.
So when I see niggas like that, when we see niggas like that, we instantly think like, man, this nigga a soft ass, sweet ass nigga, right? But we as the culture, as me being one with the culture, we glorify these type of things. If you look at all my songs is about doing drugs. My song is about having a gun, fucking all these bitches, getting this money. We talk about these things and we glorify that. And that is what universally, globally represents the black culture in America. Anytime you talk about black culture in America, it is always instantly identified as trap nigga shit. And not saying that it's good or bad, but
it's not a bad
nigga. I mean, shit.
When I go to the Asian countries, they love they'll back to what you said. So it's not always negative.
They'll steal the culture. Yeah, they steal the culture because it's always the trend. Black people always set the trends for the world.
I'm saying us as people. If you go to Asia or you go to a foreign country, like not the Bahamas, not them people black. I'm talking about go to a country that don't got a lot of black people. They treat me or all of my friends like royalty.
They think that you're a celebrity.
They love us over there. Not even celebrity. They think we're exotic.
My homie was telling me about that.
We're exotic. In some countries, I mean, not all of them are super glorious because some of them are still racist because they don't have black people where they're at. So they are some of them are just very, very curious. Borderline. There are some that are actually don't fuck with us because I experienced somebody throwing up at me at the airport because I was black. As a kid, I seen that real life. But 9 to 10, they're like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Like they think that we are the most beautiful thing in the world.
So then that makes me think about what you said earlier.
Everything is negative.
But then that makes me think about what you said earlier is about your friend saying that she don't identify as black or whatever, and she's Dominican, right?
She had to clarify that she was not black.
So then that goes to say that only or majority of people from America view black people as this, and then in other places you are glorified, right? So like, for example, we talking about hair, we talking about how people say negative things, but in other countries, black people are glorified more than white people.
Oh hell no.
In some places.
Glorified? No. At the end of the day, the beauty standard,
it's still white for sure.
To be like is if you
that's because of the colonizers.
Yeah, if you like, and this is my experience of being in Asia. They like the Koreans, they want to look or be. That beauty standard is white.
It's really Kim Kardashian that's really setting a standard for like the image for the females. If you really look into it, it's really Kim Kardashian on all scales. Whether you're a Spanish woman, a black woman, a white woman, literally all the makeups are based upon the Kardashians. Like, you really look into it, like literally that's the standard for the world.
I mean, because they're super popular and that's what everybody sees.
Yeah, that's the trend. That's the trend.
But yeah, I just feel like in that situation with old girl is because it was nigga this, nigga that, nigga this, nigga this, nigga this, nigga this, nigga this, nigga all the time, right? I'm with y'all. Y'all my people. Like, I'm with you. The moment said y'all are beautiful black women. I ain't black, but thank you. It was like, what the fuck? Why?
You feel betrayed. You like, why you had to say that?
Why'd you have to thank we all? You didn't have to say thank you. You could have just, oh, well, I'm not black in my head. But why want to say? Why I want to be down with the culture until it's time to be down with the culture? It was cool to be black until it's convenient. Until it's time to be black, now you don't want to do it no more. Now it's like, hold on, wait a minute now. I say nigga, but I ain't black. What?
That's facts.
And that really set the tone for our friendship because I made the comment like, why did you have to clarify? Like,
why you had to clarify that
wrong?
you wasn't
what's
black?
What's wrong if they did think you was black? I wouldn't be like if I was. I'm not Dominican. No, I'll just get pushing. Like if if I went to anywhere and they considered me a part of their, I don't think you would have. I wouldn't have said I'm black. What the fuck?
I'm black. I'm actually not Dominican.
No, I wouldn't have did that. Now, if you said I was white, okay, now, hold on.
Yo,
I'm black.
You a beautiful white woman.
I'm like, whoa, now, come on now.
Nah, that's facts. I just feel
it felt like we were less than. Or like you had to be like, hold on, that ain't me though.
I feel like this, when it comes to the culture, right? And this is my thing. When it comes to the culture of our people, I feel like we need to change some things. I feel like we need to set a different standard because if you just look at the structures of families, they're like literally the black family, all these things, you just look at them and these are the standards. Like this is how a black woman's supposed to be. And I know that this is from literally slavery. Like I know I've did the research and looked at all the different Jim Crow laws and all this shit, how to break a slave and all this shit. Like I seen why. But the thing about it is like, we're only adding to it. We're only proving we're only proving the Crusaders right. We're only proving the world right when this is the only thing that represents our culture. This is the only thing that represents our culture. Niggas having guns, being a street nigga, black women twerking. Like that is like, yeah, not to say we not doctors, not to say we not politicians, not to say that we don't have scientists, not to say that we don't have that, but black culture is mainly associated with these negative connotations. Go ahead.
Cookouts. The line that you talking about all the negative things that are attached to that, but you ain't talking about the good things.
But that's not what's glorified in the culture.
The cookout?
Ain't nobody talking about no cookout like that. Yeah, they have the little sayings on Instagram like you welcome to the cookout, nigga. Go say that to an Asian person right now, a random ass Asian person. Go be like, hey, bro, you welcome to the cookout. Ain't they gonna be like, what the fuck you talking about?
Not in Korea, they not.
Nigga,
they down.
Oh,
what do you mean?
God.
They would be right to the couch. You got line dances. Everybody like. There's not only because that's the thing. Like we don't have no culture, but we do. We
run the culture.
Like as far as trends and stuff like that. I'm like when I think of culture, I'm thinking like okay, when you go to Africa, they have actual dances to like every song, right? They have certain type of food that they have. We have of course Americans got food, but it ain't like I feel like it's not one part of this part of the country. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like in Africa, there's East Africa, South Africa, whatever the case may be. When you go to East Africa, they don't know shit about West Africa food. Like they have their own culture. I feel like we don't necessarily have our own. I used to feel like that until people like, well, what about? I talked to an African. She's like, well, y'all be in the club and y'all do line dances, and we be wanting to be on. We want to do the shit with y'all. We want to learn how to cook soul food. You know what I'm saying? So it's not always a negative when it comes to being black. Some of that shit is a positive. A lot of people want to act like us.
That's fact.
But not always the most ghettoest, but what
sells
Ebonics or the part of being black.
What sells is the negative side of us. That's literally what's nigga. You look at black actors, you look at black music, you look at nigga every fucking thing. It's associated based up. Yeah, it's trendy, but it still has something to do with negativity. Like that's just what it is. Nigga saying slime, nigga saying slat. Yeah, like Asian nigga saying slat like would be wild to me, but I know that it happens. But these are still negative terms. This is this twin like bro, these are negative terms that are literally turned into a popular trend, but literally they started off as a negative term. Twin is a blood term. Nigga, cuz is a crip term. Dog used to be a blood, like all these different things. Even saying hoe, like all these different things. What made it negative? Because these were associated. Because they're gangs? Nigga, it was associated with a negative perspective. A gang member in America is negative.
I'm in the biggest gang in the world.
I know you are. So I'm against it. I'm anti-army.
I mean, when it comes to the
anti-government,
killing and the shooting and the bang bang, okay, yes, but I feel like at the end of the day, it's a brotherhood. Like,
I understand, like, nigga, all my niggas, shout out all my niggas who's blood on everything. But the fact is, to America, a gang member is a bad person, bro. That's just what it is. You go tell them you Crip at the police station, they gonna scan your tattoos. Nigga, I've been scanned by the police a million times based upon how I look. So I know. I have cousins that are locked up. Free my cousin Anthony. Like, I have people who are gang members, but the thing about it, the world runs with these things that is looked at as America. In America, those trends that y'all are talking about or the world is running with is negative in America. That's just what it is. All of it, even twerking to America, the higher ups of America is looked at as bad. A gang member is bad. Young Thug is literally on trial right now for saying shit like slap, slime, wiping his nose. But in outside of America, niggas is running with it every day. Nigga, you got UK niggas on drill beats. I don't fuck with that shit, by the way. But
really,
I don't. That ain't it for me.
Black there, though.
Yeah, but it just don't feel the same. It don't feel the same.
Yeah, they be black. You know, like
UK.
UK used to own like Jamaica.
Nigga,
so kind of like
I know, like
okay.
I get it, but it still sound uncomfortable when a UK nigga say nigga to me. Like, it's just like, what, bro? Are you trying? Like, do y'all say that over there? Like, it just don't feel right. But I know they got hoods. They got.
Well, that's traps. How I feel with motherfuckers. You was just talking about saying that shit. What the fuck y'all say that over there?
But that's because I've been around. Like, if you wasn't raised in Georgia and the opposition wasn't everyone against you, right? And you lived in a place like Maryland, you wouldn't feel the same, bro. You'd be around Spanish people. Literally, I'm telling you. Like, it's the same thing with all races. Based upon where you are raised is based upon your perspective on life.
For sure.
So nigga in Atlanta is not the same nigga in Maryland or even New York.
I don't know. I don't know if I can agree with that N-word, but you know what I'm saying? You hey, if that's your take on it, then that's your take. I can't agree with you on that. I don't know. I don't think if I was from Washington State. You not saying nigga.
Oh, it's some Asian niggas up there. I'm gonna tell you that. Shout out. Actually, rest in peace, my dog Sam Muse Blood. He was shot in high school, man. Rest in peace to him on everything. And that was a real nigga on everything.
He was Asian?
He was Asian. One of the realest niggas I ever met. He was more blacker than me. He was more blacker than me. But that's what's crazy is, like, I'll run into people who don't look like me that's way more nigga than me. way more nigga than me.
Because they come from the hood. I mean, they a nigga.
they're a product of their environment. I'm like, bro, this nigga Asian? Nigga, I've seen white people that was way more nigga than me, and I was like, what the fuck? This nigga got dreads? This nigga a blood? Like, what the fuck? This nigga got diamond teeth? I was like, well, hold on. Which one of us is not the nigga? I felt like I wasn't the nigga at that point. Like, but that's my thing. Like, I feel like, for me, I feel like nigga is coming out the struggle and dealing with the struggle of the trap, the ghettos, the hood. That's just for me. That's what a nigga is. Somebody who came from the struggle of the trap. And I feel like, bro, you got a lot of people in there.
Nigger was a word they used to say. Facts. That the black motherfuckers turned into a term of endearment. So that's why we say fuck. Anyway, that's not a nick, ER. Fuck is you saying it for, nigga? Fuck.
But we know the connotation. We know why you say the ER. You can't. But you know when someone is using it.
The reason why we turned it into a word that everybody want to fucking use because they want to be down.
So then why was 6ix9ine accepted in the culture?
Who accepted 6ix9ine into the culture? He's a snitch. What are you talking about? Accepted into the culture?
Hey, y'all.
Nobody likes 6ix9ine.
Y'all niggas liked him when he first came out. Like, let's be real. Y'all, like...
His songs were catchy, but nobody was
like, his song,
nigga is a nigga.
Man, I'm gonna be honest and keep it a band with y'all. That nigga sucked. He been sucked. He sucked now. Whether he a rat or he not a rat, he was never creative. I always knew the nigga was a motherfucking emulation of the culture. I always knew this shit. The black people, the nigga community, accepted 6ix9ine as a nigga. Y'all let this nigga bang blood, and then y'all got mad when he snitched? What the fuck? Y'all let this nigga, who is not a nigga, infiltrate the culture, and then y'all got mad? Like, what did y'all think was gonna happen? You can look at it. No nigga from the hood is walking around with rainbow hair, nigga. You not doing that shit. I don't even know how y'all even let that shit fly, but y'all allowed it. Y'all allowed it. He still say nigga now. He's still a snitch. He a snitch now saying nigga. How y'all feel about it? Broke all the street rules. Now you got niggas from the hood snitching on niggas, and it's okay.
I still don't give a fuck. He shouldn't be saying nigga, regardless if they accepted him in the culture or whatever. If that's how you feel, because I'm not into the rap shit like you are, so I don't know that story like that. But I know he a snitch. I know that story. But as far as all that extra shit,
I'm bleeping out that nigga name too. We're not giving y'all no type of promotion. So
period. I have nothing to say about him.
But anyways, man, I don't really got nothing else I want to talk about. This.
Okay, so what you want to leave the people? I know you probably don't do that at the end of the podcast. What do you want to leave the people?
Actually, this is my tradition at the end of.
Okay.
Is it still recording?
Hurry up!
Like
it's blinking.
How many minutes?
Okay.
So at the end of every podcast, I have people leave me with two things. The first thing is I need a book that you recommend. I don't know if you're a reader. A book that you recommend. And number two, a powerful quote that people can apply to their life.
A book. I don't have one. The Westmore story. Yeah, read that. I don't got no book. Shout out to our live audience. Yay. And the other one was what?
A quote. A powerful quote that can change your life.
A powerful quote.
Or you can apply to your life.
It's not long. It's kind of short. It's go before you're ready. Because a lot of people want to be perfect. A lot of people want to have this idea of what they feel like they should be before they start doing something. Just do it. Because I had this tatted on my leg, go before you're ready. Because I wanted to start my podcast. I wanted to do my business. I wanted to start my cosmetic line. And I didn't have the money or the funds or the support. But had I not started, I would not be where I am today. So go before you're ready. When you have the idea, the dream, the vision, do it. Because you never know. All you need is one good day, one good month, 6 good months, and your whole life can change for the rest of your life. So just go before you're ready.
Bars. That's probably the most fire thing you said this whole jump. No, I'm playing. If you're watching this episode, I want to say that everything that we said is respectfully. If you are offended by it, I don't give a fuck. If you understand what we talking about, then you can read between the lines. At the end of the day, man, if you fuck with this episode, make sure you hit a share button.
And follow me on my platforms at Sweets Color Collection, the Sweet Tea Podcast, all that. You know what I'm saying? My YouTube is Sweets Color as well. And this is my big brother, so you better follow me, period.
Facts. And until next time. Oh, yeah, make sure you share this with your mama, your daddy, your baby mama, your baby daddy. It don't matter if you feel like they need this episode. Share it. Until next time, peace,
Bye.
love, and light. Big swim.
Got too damn high, I got stuck in the clouds. I'm on the wave. I'm on the wave. My vibration got too high, I got stuck in the clouds.